Excuse me, pork chop. What's up, y'all? Let me get myself situated here. Trying to get set up so I don't have to do too much messing with technology during the stream. So hope you guys are all doing well. Gonna get a little workout in today and maybe chop up some stuff that's on the board. Anything you guys want to talk about, let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna go ahead and record this workout, kind of documenting my progress. I'll let you know what I'm training for later on in the stream. But it's good to see you guys. I can see the chat over here on this iPad. So if you got anything you want to talk about, any questions, anything that's on your mind, anything that's up on the board, if you can see it, hit me with it. What's up, Jennifer? Good to see you. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my first set in, and I'm gonna work out while I chop it up with you guys, and that way we're nice and efficient with that time, you know what I mean. So all right, let me go. That's our first set of curls. First set of curls. Alright. What's up, Avanti? What's good with you? What's good with you, Avanti and Jennifer? Good to see y'all. Alright. Gonna keep track of our sets. Next up, we got some shoulders, some lateral raises, and before we do that, I want to talk about this alt-left pipeline. If you don't know what the alt-left pipeline is, today's the day. Your boy, Love and Liberty, proudly aligning myself, joining the alt-left pipeline. We could talk more about it, but I'm just letting you know, if you know what it is, that's what we are. And we're going to talk about it. We'll also talk about the buffs. Anything you guys in the chat want to talk about, I can see the chat right here on the screen. And other than that, I'm going to get this exercise going. All right, we got some lateral shoulder raises. All right, let's go. Alright, when the motion starts to get limited, we're going to burn these shoulders all the way out. Alright, got some lat raises in the books. Alright. We're going to get some tricep work in, so let's get to it. I can see the chat. Let me know if there's anything you guys want to talk about. Meanwhile, I'm just going to get after it. When I start to get out of breath, we'll stop and talk about some of the things on the board. What's up, Fadama D? Good to see you. Salute to you as well. Let's get some rows. Let's get some rows going. When I get done with my first set of everything, we got curls, lateral raises, triceps, did those. We got rows, Romanian deadlifts, presses, and squats. Once we finish that whole rotation, I'll need a breather, so I'm gonna stop and talk about some of the stuff that's up on this board. In the meantime, I can see the chat, so if there's anything you guys want to talk about, put it in the chat. I'm gonna get some rows in. Let's go. Alright, so full motion is kind of tapped out. I'm going to do some of these partials. Really burn out the lats. Alright, that's the lats. I mean, yeah. That's the lats nice and cooked. Alright. Rows. Down. Next, we're going to hit the hamstrings with some Romanian deadlifts. Get those going. Whew. Okay. Now we're breathing. Now we're breathing. All right. That's one rotation done. We're gonna do it all again. Do it all again, baby. Get these weekly sets in. Let's go, more curls. Let's get it. Do a 40 pounds. Do a 40 pounds. 40 pounds in each hand. Breathe and get a couple more. Let's go, baby. That's it. Anything else would be bad form. Let's go. Alright, more lateral raises for the side deltoids, for the shoulders, coming up next. Burn them shoulders out. Shoulders cooked. All right. Tricep extensions. Alright, while I'm catching my breath, we want good form on everything. These tricep extensions, shoulder not up in your ear, but seated down and back, but straight up. Arm going straight up, weight drops down, arm stays straight up, stays as close to vertical as we press. If you have to start doing this, it's time to call the set, and you don't want to compromise your safety with bad form. You can get plenty of growth, never having bad form, and protect yourself, especially if you're a little bit older. All right, let's go. Arms stay vertical. I'm just supporting with this hand. Drops down, straight back up. One more and form's about to go. Yep, you see? Okay. We call that a set. 7. Maybe 7 on this side. What's up, chat? How y'all doing today? What you guys up to? Where you tuning in from? What you feel about the Buffs last Saturday? Alright. We got rows, round 2, coming up next. Man, y'all let me know what's going on with you. I'm joining the alt-left pipeline today. Look it up. Check out Afro Think Tank. Afro Think Tank on YouTube. Check out Afro Think Tank. Learn about the alt-left pipeline. Your boy's on board. Down with the cause. All good men are. All good men are. Let's get these rows. Man, only way I'm gonna have time to make videos during the week is if I do them like this. So, this is what we're doing. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about, or I'm just gonna get my workout in as I was planning to do. Here we go with some rows. Partials. Partials till we're cooked. Okay, that's cooked. Alright. I hate rows, and that's why I love rows, because I hate rows. We got next. We got Romanian deadlifts. I know I gotta catch my breath. Woo! It's heating up in here now. Let me get some water. Oh, beautiful day in Boulder. Beautiful day to be a buff. Beautiful day to have gratitude, honesty, courage, and empathy for other human beings. You know, real men have gratitude. Real men have honesty, courage, and if you have those 3 things, you are going to have empathy for your fellow human beings. It's all one human family, and the current administration is trying to divide us all against each other, and that's what the alt-left pipeline is all about. They want to lie to you, tell you that these clowns would actually do something, put fear in you. So, one thing we can do as men is take a firm position based on these intrinsic values and communicate this position in all that we do. Let's get these deadlifts, because we're men of action. We only talk as much as we need to, and then we get back to work, because that's what real men do. You know, let me just bite my tongue real quick. All right, we're trying to stretch the hamstrings to max here. This is not a lower back deadlift. This is a hamstring deadlift. So we put max tension into the hamstrings until they feel like they're about to rip apart. And then we stand up, and that's how you do hamstring deadlifts or Romanian deadlifts. Let me concentrate. When the hamstrings start to quiver, you know you're getting close. All right. Another set down, and we proceed, onto some more presses. More presses. You know what's going on with you. How you feeling? What you doing today? What you getting into? How you feel about them buffs? Let me talk about them buffs for a second. I'm gonna say prime plus Salter plus Shermer plus Livingston. That's what I'm gonna put on the board right now. Coach Prime, Caden Salter, Pat Shermer, Coach Livingston. I think they're answering a lot of questions. I think they're doing a good job. I think this is a good team that has yet to come together and fire on all cylinders. But I think the potential of these buffs is enormous. The season started out the way it did. What are you going to do? College football has never been harder than it is today. There's never been more parity among all of the schools as there is today. There's never been the access. This is where I point out the young dog. Never have fans been able to get in somebody's head and somebody's ear the way they can today. And I think they're coaching this young man up on how to ignore the bad people of the world that make this alt-left pipeline necessary. It's the same type of people. I don't know what to call these people. Trolls, troglodytes, MAGA. They're lacking gratitude or honesty or courage when you don't have empathy. Man, I have empathy for the players and the coaches of the teams that I don't even like. Like I would ever get in their DMs or on their posts or threads and try to make myself feel big by showing a lack of empathy to somebody out there trying their best to make themselves better for their lives and their family. Nah, man. That's what weak, faceless, nameless people, you ain't never gonna see nothing but their screen name type people do. And they're either lacking gratitude, they're lacking honesty, or courage. And that's why they don't have empathy. So Salter, shout out to you. Believe in yourself, man. That's all I gotta say, and I'm gonna get back to work. Believe in yourself, Caden Salter. We've seen the potential. That's why Coach Prime says consistency, consistency, consistency. Because you got the potential, my guy. You got the potential. You gotta believe in yourself. buddy. That's another set down, baby. Let's mark those off the board. What y'all getting into today? I can see the chat on the iPad. We got some squats coming up next. Not just any squats. These are quad squats. What is a quad squat, you may ask? Man, this madness right here. It's like a leg press without a leg press machine. Oh boy. Whew. That's when you know they're working. The legs don't want to go down smoothly. They just give up halfway down. Oh, that's where the burn's at. That's where you spend time in the heat, in the fire, where muscles, where men, women, character forge, in the place where it hurts. Right here, right here. Ooh, baby. Ooh. Cook them quads. All right. That's another rotation. Let's go. All right. So, 2 times all the above. Curls, lateral raises, tricep extensions, rows, deadlifts, presses, squats. We gotta do it all one more time. Talk about anything you guys want to today. Otherwise, we've gone over most of this on the board. And let me catch my breath. Take a drink of water, catch my breath. You see we put in work today. Same thing every day though. That's when I'm gonna start showing you guys. The grind, it doesn't change, man. What I do every day, every day. And that's for my body. I got the things every day I do for my mind, the things I do every day for my heart, the things I do every day for my family, the things I do every day for my community. And that's what we're gonna start talking about here every day at 1:11. That's when I work out. 1:11 p.m. Mountain Standard Time every day. I'm gonna be here. I got the chat right here. So if you wanna join in the discussion, if you got questions, you got comments, you got anything you wanna speak your mind, let me know. And otherwise, I'm gonna have a little set of topics every day that I wanna talk about while I'm working out. And that way, because I keep wanting to make more videos for you guys, but you guys see, man, this takes up a big part of my day, every single day. And that's not even the walking pork chop part. That's not the climbing Mount Sanitas 3, 4, 5 times a week part. Again, those all take multiple hours. These takes at least an hour, sometimes an hour and a half. So I'm not gonna get these videos made if I don't do it like this, so that's what we're doing. With that being said, let's get back to some curls. All right, we've been doing 40 pounds per arm, but biceps are starting to feel crunchy. We can go down to 35 pounds per dumbbell. And get this work, baby. Let's go. Let me know where you're at. Let me know what you're doing today to get active with your mind, with your heart, with your soul, with your spirit, with your body. Let me know. biceps. If I get a neck pop, oh yeah. There's that neck pop. That means we can get one more. You know the neck pop. Good for one more. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are grateful. We are grateful. Grateful today. Gratitude today for our bodies being capable. Because that's so much, man. You can wake up any day, and something could be wrong with you. Out of nowhere, out of the blue. So many people going through that. And my thoughts and my heart goes out to anybody who's going through some kind of struggle today, because I have gratitude for what I'm able to do with my body, with my mind, with my energy. I have gratitude, and I'm honest to say I could have woke up today and something could have been different. Any type of thing you can imagine that you know you've gone through, your family's gone through, somebody you love has gone through. So that gratitude with the honesty to say, there but for the grace of God go I. That could be me. So I have gratitude, and I have the honesty to say, I'm grateful. I didn't do anything to earn something bad not happening to me today. And then courage is where you say, because I acknowledge that what happened to you could have been me, I have the courage to say, that could have been me. I have the courage to put myself in your shoes. That gives us empathy. Real men are about empathy. They're not about hating. They're not about discrimination. They're not about dividing the working class against the working class. Real men have empathy, and real men join the alt-left pipeline, and real men support other men doing their best in life to succeed. Dr. Cheryl Denegal, it's good to see you. Blessings. I'm gonna let some of that marinate. We just got our third set of curls in, so that means we got more lateral raises up next. But I hope you'll rewind what I just said about this right here and spread the message. If you're a real man, if you're a real woman, you have gratitude, you have honesty, you have courage. That gives you empathy. People with empathy don't support masked people taking other good people from their children. They don't support liars. They don't support the sloppiest, disgusting, weakest, PDF-loving cretins telling you that that's what a man is. No, that is not what a man is. They can talk that cartoonish bull all they want to. We're going to demonstrate it here every day, 1:11 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We're going to talk about what it means to be a real man, a real woman. We can have women join the show. We can have Mrs. L&L join the show. We can have people call in. Whatever you guys want to do, that's why chat is right here. We're just starting this off today, spur of the moment, but it's going to be every day because this is the only way I have time to make videos. I'm doing these workouts every day. It takes up a bunch of time, and I want to make videos for you guys, but I got to take care of myself, my family, my community, and it leaves very little time to do YouTube videos. But if I do live streams like this, we can make it happen. And you guys be a part of it too. I can see the chat if you want to talk on a different device. But other than that, let me get back to the workout. And it's always much love and liberty to everybody out there, wherever you are. We're going to get these shoulders now. Had to go down and wait a little bit on these two because the shoulders are starting to get cooked. If you can't hold the weight at the top for at least a second, it's too heavy. Your shoulder is a vulnerable joint, especially as you get older. You can still build muscle and cook the muscle without compromising the joint when you know how to use the right amount of weight. If you need help designing an at-home workout program with whatever equipment you have, hit me up. There ain't no cost. I'll do it for free. I take care of my family. I take care of my community. I'm not trying to profit off anybody. I got nothing to sell you. I just want to build a community around this alt-left pipeline with good people. You need help on your diet, your nutrition, your exercise, I got you. Let me know how I can help. No cost, no funnel, no pipeline, none of that bullshit. It's just, let me put it up on the board. I got a color we haven't used yet. It needs to be its own color. If it can't have its own color, it'll have to be red. I'll put it down here. This is what I'm trying to sell you. This is what I'm trying to sell you right here. Community of good people. You guys check out Afro Think Tank. Afro Think Tank. He'll teach you about the alt-left pipeline. Let me put his name up on the board. Afro Think Tank. All right. And then we're gonna get these triceps in. Set 3 for the triceps, baby. Let's go. All right. Right back into it. Third set of triceps in the books, baby. Let's go. Let's go. We're getting work done while we get the videos done. We've talked about all this up on the board. If you haven't seen, you can ask any questions in the chat. Otherwise, it's in the video. But we're just going to keep making our way through this workout. We got rows coming up next. Don't mark it down till you do it, though. You can't put that tally mark till the set is done. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else OCD like that? Dante, what you do for work from home. Whew. Dante, I want to share a lot of things with the channel, but I don't know if I'm ready to go there yet. But I am going to be here every day from now on. Let me put it up on the board. 1:11 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And maybe we'll get into what I do. What I have done. I have done a lot in my life. But right now, this channel is anonymous for a reason. No small part of the reason is because I have always intended to be part of the alt-left pipeline. Check out Afro Think Tank if you want to know what the alt-left pipeline is. We talked about it a little bit. We could talk about it more, but let me get this set of rows in. Let me get this work in. And getting the work in gives me a little bit of time to think about what I want to say and how I want to answer some of your questions. Okay. So we use these wrist straps so that while we're doing these rows, some of these exercises, I want the back muscles doing the work right here. My lats, I don't want my wrists and my forearms to be the limiting factor. So as you can see with these rows, keeping the elbows tight to the body, working the back muscles, and these wrist straps let you go till your back muscles wear out instead of going till your grip strength wears out. And then we do partials. This is a partial until the lats are cooked. Okay. All right. That's set 3 of rows in the books. Now we can mark it off. All right, let's catch our breath and talk about this for a second. Dante says, understandable. I was going to ask about the alt-left pipeline. Yeah, it is political. Afro Think Tank on YouTube is the fastest way. That's how I found out about it. Salute Afro Think Tank. Thank you. I've talked about it in the chat. Let me go over it real quickly. The alt-left pipeline is a movement of men. I'll tell you some things about me. I was a United States Marine. I enlisted before I turned 18 years old. I have been a CEO of a somewhat large corporation that sold. I've been an athlete, multi-sport athlete my entire life. I'm a carpenter. I can weld. I build things. I build electronics. I build lithium batteries. I'm a survivalist. I'm a hiker. I am what a lot of people in MAGA say that they are. And that's what the alt-left pipeline is about. You think Donald Trump, Pete Hegseth, Kash Patel, you think any of those boys are going to keep up with me in any way? No. And let me tell you what else makes us different. Real men have empathy. Real men are not okay with shredding a constitution, with masked men taking their neighbors away from their kids when they're good, decent, hardworking people. Good men who have empathy are not okay with weak, spiteful, spineless. I'm having to bite my tongue on so many words that I want to say. And part of why I stay anonymous is because YouTube censors what we can say. Eventually I will have an uncensored platform and I will really share all my thoughts and everything I want to with you guys. But the alt-left pipeline is here to say we have gratitude. When we have gratitude, like I can do this work today, I have the time, I have the resources, I have the freedom, I have the liberty, I have the support to come on here and talk to whoever may be watching across the world. And I have the opportunity to lift this weight and be healthy in my body and do what some people would consider extraordinary things. I'll share more of my life with you as the channel goes on. A lot of it you can see in past videos of the type of work I get in every week. I am very grateful because I could wake up any day and not be able to do that. I could have been born in a different country and my parents brought me here trying to give me a better life, and I could wake up to have them stolen from me by men wearing masks, and that didn't happen to me. And I could be grateful and that could be that. I could stop there. But then I have to be honest and say, there but for the grace of God go I. I could have been any of those people. It could be me. When I got out of the Marine Corps, I was completely straight edge. I was completely straight edge, put it that way. I was put on pharmaceuticals for PTSD. Medical cannabis ended up being a medicine that basically saved my life. I had to move to a state where I was not from. My family had been in the state that I'm from in the Southeast since the 1600s. And even as a Marine, I had to leave my family state to not be viewed as a criminal by these same people who are now deporting our neighbors, who are dividing the working class against us, who are saying that Antifa is a bad thing. Like, my whole family fought in World War II against fascists. I swore an oath to fight against fascists. I am Antifa, okay? It's not an organization. It's a movement to say, we believe in constitutional democracy here. We believe in liberty. This channel is love and liberty. Liberty and fascism do not coexist. And the men telling you that they're manly and that means you should hate your neighbor, that you should hate people weaker than you, those are not men. I invite them to come train with me. I invite them to come debate me. I invite them to a boxing ring, to an octagon, to an IQ test, to a debate table, to a hike in the woods, to a live stream. They are the ones who will not show up. Prove me wrong is the all left pipeline. All right, let's get some deadlifts in. Let me know if you have any questions in the chat. And you know, if they're going to be unapologetic about deporting our neighbors, we're going to be unapologetic about standing up for what's right. There ain't no reason to be ashamed to stand up for what's right. And we're not going to anymore. Every day, 1:11 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, we're going to be here to talk about it. We're going to get our work in, and we're going to invite any of these people who are part of MAGA to join on a phone call, video debate. Come here to Boulder, whatever you want to do. Let's talk about it like real men. You think you're the real men? Let's meet face to face. Let's talk about it. And I don't mean that as anything disrespectful. We can do whatever you want to do as gentlemen. You want to box as gentlemen? You want to debate as gentlemen? You want to take an IQ? What do you want to do? Stop hiding with your hate. Real men have gratitude. Real men have honesty. Real men have courage. When you have those things, you have empathy. When you have empathy, you don't stand for all this shit that's going down right now. And it's time for us to speak out. I wouldn't have time to make these videos if I didn't do it while I'm getting my work in. So let's go. It's what it is. It's how we rockin' in 2025. I don't want to do this. I don't want to talk politics. These people have given people like me no choice. I'm gonna listen to Donald Trump talk about obesity in the armed forces? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I gotta make a video when you go there. When you have the entire Republican Party, which I grew up in, vote against releasing the Epstein files, you make me have to say something. I can't be quiet when you're attacking marginalized groups, but you're not talking about all the PDFs in churches. Come on, man. And I understand why some people can't make these videos. Is the same reason that I'm keeping right now my personal information out of it, because these people are demons, man. They come after your family, they come after your job, they come after your kids, they come after your families. They have no rules, and they say that we're the party of violence. Man, get out of here. But I will tell you this. You're gonna start knowing who we are. You're gonna have to face us one way or the other. If you think you're gonna destroy our democracy, you're gonna have to answer to us. And you've given us no choice. I don't wanna do this. I wanna talk about football, man. I wanna talk about fitness. I wanna talk about philosophy. I wanna talk about technology. I wanna talk about how we feed every human on earth, because I know how to do it. Part of my background is in commercial agriculture technology, we could very easily feed every human being on this planet. We choose not to. We choose not to. But you give us no choice. We have to talk about this stuff now. Because this is why we have to talk about it. If I don't talk about it, you make me compromise my honesty. If I see this spineless, weak, hateful, excuse my language, aunties, but I don't know how else to say bitch-made behavior of MAGA, bitch-made. You know, a man or a woman can be bitch-made. Y'all know what it means. I don't mean it with any disrespect. I mean it trying to be as accurate as possible for the type of people who will kick down. The type of people who will kick down, have no courage, have no honesty, and probably no gratitude. When you are grateful for what you have, and you are honest to say, there but for the grace of God go I. We could wake up today with any kind of cancer, any kind of health issue, not be able to see. I know a dude who woke up with half his face paralyzed out of nowhere. Tomorrow is not promised. We have the honesty to say that could be me. And then we have the courage equals empathy for people who are suffering to say, I'm not going to kick down, I'm going to help you because I'm strong enough to. Real men are strong enough to help the downtrodden. They don't kick them. They don't put them in cages. They don't separate them from their kids. They don't marginalize them. They don't ignore the President of the United States being a PDF protector, if nothing else, if not himself. So man, they leave us no choice but to talk about it. Back to the workout. We got presses. We got more presses coming up. We're on our third set of everything right now. We're either gonna do 3 sets or 4 sets every day, y'all. Unless it's a slow day, we might do 2 sets, but on most days, we're doing 3 or 4 sets. As you see, it's a full body exercise. 7 days a week, baby. Let's get it. These are called 1.5 reps, and it's what you do when you don't have enough weight. So that's 1. So 1.5, and that's 2. That's how you count them. And so you can get into work as if you were working with way more weight by doing these 1.5 reps with anything. Stopping in the middle, going back down, calling that a 1/2 rep. And so if you need help designing a home workout program, I got you for free. For free. I'm not trying to sell you nothing ever. I'm trying to help people. If you want to tell me what you got to work with and what your goals are, I will help you get there for free, because it's the right thing to do, man. It's the right thing to do. And it's okay for people who charge and make their money that way. That's fine. That's just not what I'm doing. I'm here to sell you a community of good people who want to build a society and a community based around these type of principles. So if you need help with your diet, with your nutrition, same thing. An exercise program that you can do at home, I got you for free, no cost. Let me help you. It can be on the download too. You don't have to do no before pictures, nothing like that. Let me help you if you want some help. All right, let me show you these quad squats, man. I hate these, but that's why they're so good. The more you hate an exercise, if it's not hurting you or making you weaker, then the more you hate it, probably the better it is for you. This is basically like a leg press machine, but with your own body weight. And you know, before, you could probably do, I can't even do like 15 of these in a set. And I'm kind of using my hand, you see, a little bit at some points in the movement. When I could do 20 of these like this, I could start trying to do them with no hand. But before you can do 20 with no hands, you don't need, see, you can't do them with no hands yet. So before you could do 20 of these with no hands, you don't even need weight. What are we talking about? You don't need no weight. You just gotta know how to move your body through space and how to target the muscles you're trying to target. But bigger than that, you gotta know what your overall plan is, because to lose weight, there's no exercise required. If you only trying to lose weight, you don't have to do any exercise, baby. None. But the more you do, the more you can eat. That's one reason I do it. I like to eat, so I exercise. Now my quads are cooked. All right, let me mark that down. Yeah, baby, that's 3 sets of everything. I think that's all I'm gonna do today. I'm feeling good. Okay. Times 3. We're gonna do it again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. We might not do it on the weekends because we'll have buff stuff. If you don't know, we'll have buff stuff on the weekends. So I'm gonna wrap up tying this all back together. Tie it all together. Everything on the board. Let me move this up. We talk about it. Is that in frame? I want to make sure y'all can see it. Let's see. How long have we been going here? How long have we been going? Okay, we've been going about an hour. That's good. That's a good workout. So, all right. Give me 1 second here. My screen's on commercial. All right, we're gonna tie it all together. And then we're gonna wrap up the video. Turn down the music. We got all original music playing here, which we will also have every day for you. 111, baby. 111 every day. Maybe not the weekends. We're gonna be working out here or at the park, and we're gonna be talking about life, about the buffs, everything. Let me talk about this board real quick that we made during this. We got Afro Think Tank. Afro Think Tank is a YouTube channel. Afro Think Tank will teach you about the alt-left pipeline. Your boy is a proud part of the alt-left pipeline, baby. We talked about it during the stream. If you missed it, you could probably go to any place in the stream where you see me pointing at the board and writing at the board and stop it there, and I'll be talking about it. And otherwise, maybe I'll put the chapters on here. Afro Think Tank, alt-left pipeline. Okay, we're gonna come back to that. With the buffs from last week, I've got Coach Prime, Caden Salter, Coach Shermer, Coach Livingston. Why? Because of the way everybody was talking about them, not me, the way everybody else was talking about them after the season didn't start off the way that they all planned, the way that we hoped. You guys know, I don't have to tell you. If you don't know, ask me in the chat, I'll let you know. People talking crazy about these grown men who have extensive professional resumes, to say the least, and this young man who, though he may be 21 or 22 years old, is still a kid. We're going to come back to the buffs and why we got these people on the board. The chat is just to say every day at 1:11 Mountain Standard Time, we're going to be here. We can talk about anything you guys want to. Everything's on the table. Nothing is off limits unless it's going to get the YouTube channel in trouble. Otherwise, any topic is welcome. We want to start a community around what comes up next. And what we're talking about is, you know, I'm grateful that I can stream and connect with you guys, different people, different places, different states, different countries around the world, united around a good man, Coach Prime. It's not just a football team that is the Buffs that I live in Boulder, because I went to Clemson. I was a Clemson fan. But before I went to Clemson, before I was a Clemson fan, before anything else in my life, I was a Coach Prime fan from 3rd grade to today, my entire life. We've talked about that in the past. I could get more into it. I've been a Coach Prime fan my whole life. Why? Because he displays traits like this that tie back into this. So let's talk about. So I have the gratitude to wake up today. There's people watching this that cannot train, that have a health issue, that have something they're facing that prevents them from creating a stream in their house, living somewhere like Boulder, you know, being able to work out whatever it is. There's people going through stuff we cannot even imagine. And we, as real men, that's right, real men, somewhere up here, because that's part of real men is going to be what this 1:11 stream, and women, real men / women, every day, however you want to talk about that, in sports and music and politics in your community, that's what we're talking about. Real men and women have gratitude for whatever it is they are able to do, because they know that there are a multitude of people out in the world that are not so fortunate. There are people who wake up every day with a new health or mental or family issue to face that they did not anticipate the night before. When you have gratitude, you could stop there. You could be thankful. I could be thankful for being a privileged white man who I can present to the community in a way that will never offend MAGA, even though I have never supported Donald Trump or MAGA in any way, shape, or form. I can easily not say something and I could blend in to those circles. A huge part of my family is that way, and I have cut them off. We could talk about that, because I don't play with people who don't have honesty. A lot of those people that I have cut off in my life, they have gratitude for being well off, for being privileged, for being unaffected. They're grateful. They pray to God and they say thank you every night. But then they don't have the honesty to say, that person that my political party is kicking down on, that could have been me. They don't have that honesty. They can't look at Caden Salter or Coach Prime or Shermer or Livingston, and they don't have the honesty to put themselves in their shoes. What do they want to do? They want to go online or have their little podcast or whatever, and they want to get paid off these men's backs. They want to make some money off these men's names. Okay? And you can see these channels that have sponsors and this and that, and they do everything you're supposed to do on social media. I don't have time for that, because I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm trying to communicate, community, commune with you, commune with me. You know what I'm saying? Nothing to sell. The workout stuff, if you need help in your life, let me help you for free. Okay? Because I'm here to build community. Because when you have the honesty to say, man, I can't imagine really being in Coach Prime's shoes, we can still critique them as football fans. That's fine. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people who make it personal. The people who say, you ain't nothing. You're going to be waiting tables. You ain't nothing. You can't coach. You don't, like, crazy talk. We'll leave it at that. Back to, you could have gratitude, you could stop there. But if you have honesty, you put yourself in other people's shoes. If you have courage, because you can have that honesty and never express it. But if you have the courage to express these two things, then you are demonstrating empathy. Coach Prime demonstrates empathy. Coach Shermer demonstrates empathy. Coach Livingston demonstrates empathy. We don't know Salter like that, but what I can tell you is the game that he got benched, seeing him after the game, that man was displaying empathy, but that's beside the point because he's a young man. Real men lead young men. They don't talk down on them. They don't sun them. They say, you know what, man? Like Coach Prime has said, you have the ability, you have demonstrated the potential to be that dude. You are that dude. You have to believe in yourself. Okay, that's all these real men's job for this young man. And this channel is for the men who need to lead young men more than it is for the young men, because we have a leadership vacuum, and that's what the alt-left pipeline is about. That's what Afro Think Tank will tell you the alt-left pipeline is about. Real men like me, we've gone over my background, we can go over, you know, I was a United States Marine, I'm a survivalist, I'm a woodsman, I'm a carpenter, I can weld, I fix my own vehicles, I can survive in the wilderness by myself. I build things, I build lithium smart batteries. Okay, I will step in a boxing ring or an octagon or a debate stage or an IQ test with any MAGA man who wants to debate, who wants to say, because this is why we have to speak up. They want to say that by hating people and by shredding democracy and by trying to install a king in our country, that they're real men. Real men bend the knee to the most disgusting, sloppiest, weakest, PDF-loving fraud con man in the history of our country? No. And I don't want to talk about all of this, but when that's what MAGA is giving us, you leave us no choice. Okay? So I'm going to be here every day, for the record, talking about what real men believe. And you are welcome to disagree with me in the chat. You're welcome to call in. If that's something any of you ever want to do, we'll set that up. It's not set up right now, but I know how to do it. Or we can go back and forth in the chat. But I have to start making these videos. I don't have time because I train every day. Y'all about to see. This is just a part of my daily training. And I'll show you guys more of it. I just don't want to show boring stuff. If I'm hiking or if I'm out with pork chop, I can't really be live streaming. My hands are full. But I do video, you know, a lot of it, and I can put little video reels together. But when I'm here, when I'm working out in the house, we're going to live stream. We can just have a day where we talk about health and fitness. We don't have to talk politics every day, but we're definitely not going to avoid it. And I'm making it clear. That's part of what the alt-left pipeline is for men like me to say, yo, MAGA, I may look like you, but I stand for these traits that you do not have. I have never seen, and I stand against everything that you are trying to do to attack these things in our country and divide the working class against the working class. And you ain't manlier than me. You're not. Prove me wrong. Okay, and I'm not going to let your kids, I'm not going to let your cousins, your nephews, anybody listen to sloppy men like our president sit there and talk about what a man is and me not have something to say about it. Because real men have empathy. Real men put a hand down, not a boot down. Real men say, there but for the grace of God go I could be in their shoes. I could be the one being tread on, the one being exploited, the one being separated from my kids through no fault of my own. And don't tell me that coming here illegally is anybody's fault, because unless you did something to earn your citizenship, you want other people to do something that you didn't have to do. And that's crazy. That's not empathy. How am I going to ask some man to do something to be a citizen here that I never had to do? And I was a Marine, but I didn't have to be a Marine to be a citizen. I was a citizen long before, when I was born. I did nothing. My parents had me here. My parents did nothing to be citizens, so I want somebody else to have to do something that my family didn't have to do? That's crazy. So, as far as, all right, we can take a screenshot of this because I want to address one more thing before we wrap up. I want to address the last comment that says, that's what political YouTubers do, get paid to spew talking points. It's a money game, money and rage. So, I'm not necessarily going to be talking politics every day, but I'm going to be here every day at 1:11 p.m. and we might talk politics every day, but I'm not getting paid to do it. I will never take a sponsor on this channel, okay? Clip this right now. We'll never take a sponsor on this channel, because as soon as you do, you lose these two things, okay? I don't, every Buffs channel that I listen to that's sponsored by Breckenridge Brewery or some real estate agent or anybody, as soon as you're sponsored by anybody, the honesty and courage is gone and you sold it out for money. Because guess what? If I was sponsored by any of those people and I talked about this, sponsorship gone. Poof, goodbye immediately. Okay? So you cannot be honest and have the courage to say what you really believe if you're taking money from one of these corporations who, these corporations, especially the big ones, they want us to be divided against each other, okay? And so I will never take any money from any of those companies. It will never happen. And so we're going to talk about every day, whatever is honest, whatever is courageous. We're going to express gratitude, and that's going to bring us back to empathy every day. And you know, it's not, Dante says, not you, but that's the game. I block them as soon as I see it. They all say the same things. And I know, you know, I will get people who unsubscribe from this channel from me saying that, but I have to be honest. I have to be courageous because I see innocent brothers and sister humans suffering, okay? And that to me comes before everything. Because I'm grateful. I'm grateful for what I have. I'm grateful for my life. I love my life. My life, if I could draw up a perfect life, it would be my life. My life is not perfect for everybody, but I'm just trying to say I really couldn't be happier. Like, I have everything that I want. And I'm saying that to say I could stop there. And a lot of people I know stop there. They're like, hey, I'm good, man. What am I going to get involved with any of this for? Like, no, man, I don't need any negative energy, bro. My life's good. My life is on cruise control, man. Like, I got no worries. I do things that kings of the past couldn't have dreamed of. I eat food that kings of the past couldn't have dreamed of. People who were kings of huge kingdoms will never get to experience some of the things that I've got to experience in life. And I could stop there. But that would make me bitch made. That would mean I'm dishonest to say that it could have gone another way, because it could have. That I could wake up tomorrow and it all be different, because it could. And so I'm not going to make a channel to make money off any of this. Like, this channel is monetized, and you know, that's the disclaimer. I'm gonna stay within the bounds of YouTube and communicate what I feel from my heart I need to say while I'm doing stuff that I would already be doing. Like, I'm taking a little extra time at the end of this, but this is nothing compared to the time it takes to actually edit a video. And I have the skill set and the expertise to make you guys cinematic videos every week, or to step it back and just make it a sports broadcast video or a talk show video. But I don't have that. I will have to sacrifice either training time, mental time, spiritual time, family time, community time. And I've just realized, like, I'm not gonna do it. I put all of those things before YouTube, and I try to compress them a little bit to make time to make really good quality YouTube videos, and it just doesn't happen. So Mrs. L&L and me were talking, and I was like, you know what, I think I'm just going to start live streaming my workout every day. I do it right here, same workout damn near every day. Sometimes we'll go to the park and we'll do it there, but I can live stream while I do this, and I can say these things, which is to say, I want young men, I want men of my age, I want older men to examine these things in your life. Do you have gratitude for the things that you have? That I wasn't always, there's many times in life I would have never told you, hey man, if I could draw up a perfect life, it would be my life. That's how I feel now. But there were times in my life that were nothing close to the life that I would draw up. There were horrible times in my life. I've been through some pretty heinous things as well. And even then, I knew to have gratitude for the little bit of threads that I did have hanging on. So whatever it is you can find to say, hey, in this area, it may not be what I would draw up, but in this area, at least I woke up and I can walk today. At least I can move my body today. I could get stronger today. I could get smarter today. I could build more community today. Whatever it is, that gratitude is a seed, and that's talked about in every religion of the world, man. That's how you know every religion has the good things in common. It's the negative things that they all have different from each other. They all talk about gratitude. They all talk about honesty. They all talk about courage. You have the gratitude for anything you have in life. Then you have the honesty to look at other people who don't have that thing that you take for granted. Because whatever you have going wrong in your life, there's something going right in your life that someone else would kill for, that somebody else would die for, that somebody else is striving for. And we have the honesty to acknowledge that we may not have it all, but we all have something. And the courage is just to not drop these two things for money or for clout or for daddy or mommy or for granddad's approval. Okay? I have to cut out my dad because he stops at gratitude. He doesn't have the honesty and the courage to admit that his life could have gone another way. And he thinks he's like favored by God or something to be where he is. And he's one of these MAGA people. And I'm not going to even play nice with it. I will debate with MAGA people on this channel. I will let MAGA people subscribe to this channel. You can come on, debate me. We can compete in any way you want to. But we're not going to have this MAGA narrative that they're the manly men, that they're the intelligent men, because it's bullshit. It's bullshit. And y'all check out Afro Think Tank on YouTube. Check out his videos on the alt-left pipeline. And today was me basically saying, yo, your boy Love and Liberty is part of the alt-left pipeline. We'll talk more about it every day at 111. Or we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about in the chat. 111 every day is about building community around good people who have these traits. If you're MAGA, if you want to say that you're MAGA and you have gratitude, honesty, courage, and empathy, tell me. Prove me wrong. I don't think that you can be MAGA and have these qualities. So prove me wrong. Let's talk about it. Otherwise, I'm trying to show the young men that empathy is what makes Coach Prime worth following and building a community around my whole life. Because people will talk about him being cocky and arrogant, but he never directed negativity towards other people. Why? Because he was grateful for the confidence, for the abilities that he had that gave him a genuine self-confidence. And he was honest enough to know that it was the work that he put in that made him that way, and that on any given day, if he let his guard down, he could get humiliated on national TV. And he had the courage to be like, I'm going to talk about what I can control, which is me, and not about other people. And then we see the empathy that he shows the young men he recruits, that he shows his children, that he shows the world when the world says the worst about him and his family. He shows empathy because he has these traits. And that's why I love the community that has already formed around this channel because of Coach Prime. This channel was never meant to be a Coach Prime or Buffs based channel, or else it would be called something CU or something Buffs. This channel is about love and liberty because those are the things that matter to me in life. And it just so happens that Coach Prime embodies love and liberty. If love and liberty was a movement, Coach Prime is somebody who I would first endorse. And I live here, and I've been a fan of his my whole life. So when he came here and people were saying things about him online, I didn't intend for the channel to take off in that direction, but I had to defend Coach Prime and speak up and say, when I walk around this community who lives right here in Boulder, less than a mile from the stadium, everybody loves Coach Prime. Nobody's saying crazy stuff about him, Caden Salter, any of the players. We're all happy because we know how it was before he came here. So I don't know who the people online are, but I suspect a lot of them are MAGA, and I said that in my first videos, because those people lack empathy. They want to attack to make themselves feel big and strong instead of doing the work to actually get big and strong. Okay? And that's what we're going to talk about every day. I've already gone over, I'm going to try to make this an hour every day, but with that being said, guys, it's love and liberty. Love and liberty to you all, whatever your background is, whatever your beliefs are. Again, if you think I'm wrong about any of this, have the courage to come on here and tell me. I'm not going to attack you. I have empathy for you, okay? But I don't tolerate hate. And you don't have to bring hate to the table for us to discuss these things. We can discuss these things as gentlemen who care about our country, the youth, and our communities. So, you know, prove me wrong or accept that your boy's part of the alt-left pipeline, and, you know, we're going to talk about it. We're also going to talk about the Buffs, you know, every day, 111. All right, y'all. Love and liberty out. Peace.